I'm going to read some little bits from Jazz Anecdotes by Bill Crow. This one is chapter 34, Art Tatum and His Children. Though handicapped by the loss of sight in one eye and nearly all in the other, Art Tatum had complete command of the piano. Harmonically, he was years ahead of his contemporaries. It seemed inconceivable that his work would ever lose the respect of the jazz world. But there were a few years during the bebop revolution when critics downplayed him because he hadn't progressed. He simply continued to play in the breathtaking style that he had invented and mastered. A resurgent interest in Tatum restored him to his rightful place in the jazz pantheon, not long after Norman Granz had the imagination and daring to record and release 11 LPs of Tatum's solo playing. Pianists in Tatum's day literally quailed before him. He made it a practice never to sit down at the piano until all the other pianists in the house had played. None of them would play after him. He wanted to hear what they were all doing. Teddy Wilson was a great admirer of Tatum, and he says, "That man had the most phenomenal musical gifts I had ever heard. He was miraculous. It's like someone hitting a home run every time he picks up a bat." We became fast friends. We became such fast friends that I was allowed to interrupt him any time he was playing at the house parties in Toledo we used to make every night. When I asked him, he would stop and replay a passage very slowly, showing me the fingering on some of those runs of his. You just couldn't figure them out by ear at the tempo he played them. Count Basie was travelling with Benny Moten's band and arrived all unexpected in Toledo. He says, "We stopped off there and went into a bar where you could get sandwiches and cigarettes and candy and things like that. And they had a good piano in there. That's the part I will never forget, because I made the mistake of sitting down at that piano, and that's when I got my personal introduction to a keyboard monster by the name of Art Tatum. I don't know why I sat down at that piano. We were all in there to get a little taste and a little snack, and the piano was there. But it was just sitting there. It wasn't bothering anybody. I just don't know what made me do what I did. I went over there and started bothering that piano. That was just asking for trouble, and that's exactly what I got, because someone went off and found Art. That was his hangout. He was just off somewhere waiting for somebody to come in there and start messing with that piano. Someone dumb enough to do something like that. Somebody like Basie in there showing off because there were a couple of good-looking girls in the place, or something like that. Oh boy. They brought him in there, and I can still see him, and that way he had of walking on his toes, with his head kind of tilted. I'm pretty sure I had already heard tales of old Art, but when I went over there and hopped on that innocent-looking piano, I didn't have any idea I was on his stomping ground. I could have told you," one of the girls at the bar said. "Why didn't you, baby? Why didn't you?"